England is a country that's famous for its rainy weather, its love of tea, and its centuries-old traditions. But beneath the surface, there are some truly bizarre facts that will make you do a double take. Why is England obsessed with TV licenses, royal swans, and making sure you don't die in Parliament? These aren't just quirky rumours, these are real, official, and sometimes hilarious parts of British life. Stick around because we're about to dive into the quirkiest, most eyebrow-raising facts about Blighty that you've probably never heard before. Whether you're a Brit yourself or just fascinated by the UK, these facts will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about England. Let's kick things off with something that baffles visitors and even some locals. The infamous TV licence. That's right, did you know you need a licence just to watch live TV in England? It doesn't matter if you're tuning in for the Queen's speech, a football match, or the latest episode of a soap opera. If it's live, you need to pay up. And it gets even weirder. Even if you're not watching on a traditional TV, maybe you're catching up on the BBC on your phone or tablet while riding the tube, you're still technically required to have a TV licence. Yes, even that tiny screen in your hand counts. The TV licence is a legal requirement, and the money goes to fund the BBC, which is why you'll see those reminders everywhere. Imagine this. You're cozied up under your duvet, binge-watching your favourite show on your phone, thinking you're safe from the TV licence police. Suddenly, boom! There's a knock at the door. It's the TV licence enforcement squad, here to check if you're watching live TV without paying. Okay, maybe it's not quite as dramatic as a SWAT team, but the idea of a licence check is enough to make anyone nervous. Only in England, right? And if the officers do show up, don't worry, they're more likely to accept a cup of tea than to break down your door. In fact, offering a cuppa is practically a national tradition, even in the most awkward situations. So if you ever get a visit from the TV licence folks, just put the kettle on and keep calm. Now let's glide over to our next bizarre fact, swans. But not just any swans. In England, all unmarked mute swans swimming on the River Thames are officially owned by the King. Yes, you heard that right. These elegant birds aren't just wildlife, they're royal property. For centuries, the British monarchy has claimed ownership of these swans, and there's even an annual ceremony called swan upping, where the royal swan marker and his team count and check on the swans. It's a tradition that dates back to the 12th century, and it's still going strong today. So if you ever see a swan gliding gracefully down the Thames, remember, it's not just a bird, it's a royal subject. Picture this, a royal guard in full regalia, standing by the river pointing at a swan and declaring, "That's His Majesty's swan." It sounds like something out of a fairy tale, but it's just another day in England. And if you ever spot a swan looking extra regal, maybe rocking a tiny crown and a pair of sunglasses, just bow respectfully and call him Sir Flaps-a-Lot. Who knows, maybe he'll give you a royal nod in return. Now for our final fact, we're heading to the heart of British politics, the Houses of Parliament. This is where the country's most important decisions are made, where history is written, and where, apparently, it's illegal to die. That's right. There's a law so uniquely British, it almost sounds made up. It's technically illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament. The reason? If you were to pass away within those hallowed halls, you'd be entitled to a state funeral, just like a monarch or a national hero. The law is more symbolic than practical, but it's still one of those oddities that makes England so fascinating. So if you're ever feeling a bit under the weather while visiting Parliament, you might want to step outside, just in case. After all, you wouldn't want to accidentally trigger a full-blown state funeral, complete with marching bands and black horses, would you? So if you feel a cough or a sneeze coming on, best to make your way to the exit, mate. There's no need to risk becoming a part of British legal history for all the wrong reasons. Die anywhere else, sir. The British have a knack for turning even the most serious situations into something a bit absurd, and this law is the perfect example. Only in England. So which of these bizarre English facts blew your mind the most? Was it the TV licence police, the royal swans, or the law about dying in Parliament? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to share your own favourite weird facts about England.